Hello everyone, welcome to this series I'm doing, finally, that's been in the making for like 3 years. This is my new series where I'm going to be doing all of the Sly Cooper Master Thief sprints in Sly 1 and the tutorials, and I'm going to split it up into 4 parts. So this is the first part, Tide of Terror. The reason I didn't do this series for so long is because I never had the correct equipment to do it. Also, I would like to apologise, I absolutely suck at commentating from the top of my head. Obviously I've not wrote a script, as you may hear, and I need some serious speech therapy because half the things that come out my gob I think, is that even a word? Like, come on. Another thing to note here, as there is no audio. Yeah, I've had to use background music, and the reason there's no audio is because for some reason my Elgato just completely messed up and didn't take in any of the game audio, so I really do apologise about that. And it's going to be like that for all the parts because I beat every single Master Thief sprint in the game and recorded it in one sitting today, so all of the footage is there ready for me. So the first Master Thief sprint we're doing today is a stealthy approach. I'm going to be doing all of these chronologically to the best of my ability, but this one is very tough. I just about beat this, and the gameplay in all of these is going to be quite terrible. None of these runs are extremely clean at all. In fact, they're very unclean. They're bad runs, but the point is I beat them, and I showed off the skips to the best of my ability, so... Yeah, also, another thing is that the gameplay is bad because I haven't played Sly 2 in about... Sorry, I haven't played Sly 1 in about 2 years. So I didn't refresh my memory at all. I basically just jumped into this hub world, started recording, and started going. So this is just based off of playing for the first time in 2 years as well, which, to be fair, done a pretty good job considering it has been well over 2 years. So with levels like this, there are a lot of pace breakers, and I recommend that you beat the game before you start doing the Master Thief sprints, because you would have then unlocked all of the abilities, such as the slow-mo move and the roll move, which are both extremely useful in all of the Master Thief sprints in the game. So I recommend that you just beat the game first, and then come back. I know it's sort of like playing through the game twice, but for me that was a pleasure because Sly 1 is my favourite, unpopular opinion. So as you can see here, I just beat the sprint, and I know that because I could actually hear the game audio from my TV, and it didn't make the sound whenever you don't beat the sprint and run out of time. So the next sprint here is High Class Heist. This is another one with an extremely strict time limit. You only have 1 minute to beat the sprint, so you gotta really move. And I use every opportunity here to use the roll move because of the fact that, again, it builds up momentum, and every single second is precious. Trust me, with sprints like this and with the time limits being very strict, you have to savour every minute, or every second even, that you can. And I had quite a whopping 7 seconds to spare when I did this. I mean, this save is about 5 years old, so I can only assume that I did all of these runs when I was 15, so beating my high score was pretty difficult. So, jumping up here, and make sure you don't get too cocky with the spotlights here, and don't trip an alarm, because if you do trip an alarm in the game whilst doing a Master Thief sprint, then the time will count down a lot quicker and you'll just lose time so much more quicker. So make sure you avoid them and try not to get too cocky with it. And here we are with 5.5 seconds to spare. Next one is Into the Machine, which is a bit more of a relief. This is the easiest, or not the easiest, but it's easier than the rest, I think. This is one of the easiest sprints to do. There isn't really many major skips. It's just as simple as just go as fast as you can and don't push it, and you should be fine. So go through here. Very nice. So how you guys been? This is very awkward. I just don't know what to say. I run out of things to say. And my voice sounds especially deep today. I can just feel the comments coming. Are you a boy or a girl? Oh, ridiculous. I am a girl, by the way. I always get comments on my voice like, oh my god, you're a girl, but you sound like a boy. Like, oh, wow, how observant of you. The reason I have a deep voice is because I just have a deep voice. I'm a girl. Having deep voices is a very common thing, and I don't think it's anything to be wronged for. It's just the way I am. And I've also had comments asking if I'm trans, which is quite rude. No, I'm not trans. I am a cis female, but thank you for the concern. Anyway, jumping back into the sprint here before I go off on a rant on the hate comments I get. As you can see back there, I used my slow-mo move, and the reason I used the slow-mo move is because if you jump on top of one of those panels, you do get shot up in the air, and that will cause you to lose quite a lot of time. So I used the slow-mo move there to be a little bit more precise with my jumps. And in this one here, I'm a little bit too safe with it, whereas in my old sprint video, I just went straight for it with this part, with these little electric turbines. I could have gone there, but I didn't because I was afraid. But my philosophy was I would have rather lost the 2 or 3 seconds and still beat the sprint than to die and have to reset the entire thing again. So here's an example of me using the slow-mo move again. This one's a bit more tricky as there's a laser in front there, and obviously we don't want to trip that laser, so I use the slow-mo move there to be a little bit more precise with my jumps, and because falling in style is pretty fun. And then we hit the ground here, going round like normal. And I got to record this really quick because I ordered a pizza and it'll be here in 15 minutes. But yeah, here we go. And this guy up here, always playing Sly 1 when I play through it, I always used to get hit by him or die by him. I think it was because he was on elevated surface, and that would always throw me off. I don't know why, it just did. Very weird little gaming tick of mine. Okay, so moving through here. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Again, no skips in this one. In the next couple ones, there are skips. Actually, the rest of these are going to have skips in them. These are the only ones without skips, really. It's just about being fast. And ba-boom, there's that done. Here's the next one, which is the easiest out of all of them. This is the easiest, and that is the fire down below. This is the best one to do, even if you can't beat all of them. It's worth going to this one to give you a bit of confidence, because there is a massive skip at pretty much the start of the level, which will save you a lot of time. As you can see on there, best time, I had 39 seconds to spare, which is very impressive. So here's the skip. So rather than jumping onto one of those hooks, jump onto the steam thing here, and then once you're secure, just jump over. That will save you so much time. As you can see, 39 seconds approximately. And then you just carry on the level like usual, and you're basically done, really. No more skips. For some reason, I didn't hit this guy. It didn't register, but I did hit him, and I almost died. I was pretty frustrated. Okay, so we come through here, and we just run on this little barrel thing, and this is where the invisibility move becomes useful, and I believe that you only unlock this once you've beat the game, so just by pressing circle, pretty much. Okay, and then break this, and then I demonstrate again right now, me using the slow-mo move to just jump on top of here rather than jumping all the way around. It's just good to save as much time as possible, so, and that's that one done. And here we are with the Gumbo Graveyard. This is another relatively easy one with a massive skip at the start of the level, which saves you a bunch of time, as this is another one that's difficult without skips. So you only have 1 minute 10 seconds to beat this, which is pretty crazy. And I just got a text saying that my pizza is on the way. It's fine. So for some reason here, I tried to use the slow-mo move to jump round, but I don't. And this is the part where I say that yes, the runs are not clean, because in older ones, my runs were a lot cleaner. It's like the gameplay quality, the quality of the videos has gotten better, but the gameplay is not as good. Okay, so here's the skip. So you want to try and jump on top of this flagpole. It is quite tricky because it just don't stay still, but you eventually go up there and you see that wooden plank down there. Just jump for it. And for some reason, I used the slow-mo move. I guess it just gave me and instilled me with false confidence that I would just make it, but you should make it. And there we go, slide just about grabs on there, and that's pretty much that run, all done. Nice and easy. So just get past these guards, make sure they don't hit you. And I had quite a lot of time to spare. I think it was 20 seconds in this run, 22. And here's the last one, a cunning disguise. Now before you get on with this sprint, you should collect near to 100 coins, because you do need a lucky charm when you do this one. And as you know, when you've got a lucky charm and you pick up a Master Thief sprint, you lose your lucky charm, as I'm about to demonstrate here. But I break these books and regain that back. I guess that was just a little bit of a flaw in Sucker Punch's development there, that, you know, we could finesse that. So just make sure you don't get hit throughout the level and keep that lucky charm until later. So just carry on like usual. going through. I really liked this level as a kid because of the barrels. It was just a nice change of pace. But this, speaking of pace, this is another pace breaker level with these barrels. So you want to take out this guard and jump up the bookcase. Just do a little bit of parkour. And for some reason in this level, I went the wrong way. I guess it was just where I hadn't played for years and years. And, well, I say years and years, it's literally 2 years ago. But I went the wrong way until I realised here, I was like, oh wait, that's not the exit. I need to go the other way. So, yeah, don't do what I did. Make sure you go in the correct direction. So just go through here. Avoid these little spotlights. And take out that alarm. And then, boom, get yourself hit. Invincibility frames for the win, bam bam, and done. That's pretty much it. So that is all of the Master Thief sprints in Tide of Terror. I hope this video helped you out. Leave down in the comments if you have any other skips that may be of use to somebody who is struggling with them and that I hadn't used in this video. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. Sorry that it was a little bit dodgy with my commentary and stuff because, again, I'm not a very good commentator and I am trying my hardest to work on that, and I think the only way to work on it is just to make more videos and to become more confident with talking without script, because my scripted videos are a lot better than these. But anyway, stay tuned for part 2 and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Goodbye, take care, and stay sly.